Unacademy. Let's crack it.
Hello, everyone. It is a pleasure to join you today to talk about many of my favorite topics: creativity, decision-making, strategy, and how we can combine these things to reach the top. Not just to reach the top, and to stay there. So my central theme today will be decision-making, because it is everything we do. And you should not be confused by the magnitude of your decision, because everything we do, every action we take is a decision. Being a chess player, this becomes very clear. Every single move, and I made something like 82,600 something moves throughout my career, every move is a decision. It's a result of a complex combination of memory, evaluation, and calculation. But that's, as I said, true about all decisions in our life. Whether you do them at the chessboard, during your class, private family affairs, everything. So what I really want you to take away today, it's that. So be aware of your decisions, and don't forget to look back to them, back at these decisions. How many decisions did you make today, for instance? Were they good ones or bad ones? And why? This is the most important question. So Anand did a lot to popularize chess in India. And I understand that, the game was born in your country, and still it's very popular. But some people don't recognize that the game is actually very popular in pop culture. It's this typically when you talk about chess, especially in the Western world, they say chess is just a game that doesn't belong to the front page. It's not mainstream game, but ironically, it has been used by Hollywood all the time to promote the intelligence of the characters. And these characters could go from anywhere. You could look at them, Harry Potter, the young wizards playing chess. You can look at vampires in Twilight playing chess. And of course, you can see mutants in X-Men playing chess. Even the Terminator plays chess. And by the way, that's me and Arnold Schwarzenegger, not CGI. It's a real picture. It was taken in his office in 2003 because he was a big chess fan, and he had chess as a mandatory game to teach his kids. It was a very short game, and you probably might understand why I offered him an early draw. I guess it encouraged him so much that 6 months later he ran for the governorship of California and became a governor. So from Hollywood, we actually look for business side, and this slide actually shows the advertising, and advertising is broadly used in different areas. So you could look at the banks, tech companies, online dating sites. But my favorite one, actually, this is because you can see many of them. But my favorite one is a little local war between car dealerships in California, Audi and BMW. So game seen as a nexus of intelligence, and this is I think the guy who just did it for Audi. He put this smart billboard saying "Your move, BMW." But I have to say that the guy on BMW was just thinking one move further down the road, and the billboard from BMW says "Checkmate." Okay, it's really checkmate. I don't know whether the guy in Audi still kept his job after these devastating loss. So now let's look at the summary. So the first summary that I prepared for you. So strategy is the future of present decisions. This is important to remember. Strategy is not what just you planning. Strategy is to understand how in the future your present decisions will play one way or another. Tactics are concrete actions or opportunistic reactions to fulfill strategy. So you cannot replace your real strategy and your ability to to see this the impact of your present decisions in the future by some tactical skirmishes. As we say in chess, tactics is knowing what to do when and where there's something to do, while strategy is knowing what to do when and where there's nothing to do. And decisions are based on evaluation plus calculation. Again, the best advice is to combine tactics and strategy. And as I already mentioned, always ask why. Actually, you can ask me why to ask why, because this is the only question that probably separates us from the animal world. The questions like what, where, how, I believe the animals, the most sophisticated of them, can understand, and that's the way they survive and they dwell. But why? It's a uniquely human. Because why means we're looking for the cause. So it's more complicated. It's a correlations and causation. So why it actually separates us not only from the animal world, but it's also separates us from the rising silicon challenges from computers. And yes, I might have asked myself why after this match, 1997 match. I faced the Blue, the Brain's last stand. That's a Newsweek cover, no pressure, of course. I always want to remind people that it was the rematch, and in 1996 we played the first match that I won. So, but it's fair. It's the big news is that the computer beat current world champion, not that machine failed to accomplish it. It's not a topic for our conversation today, but I think it's also important to mention that I was the first knowledge worker who had his job threatened by a computer, and that's why I asked I had to ask myself all these tough questions: why I lost and what's next. So how can I survive as a chess player? What will happen with my game? But again, as a matter of fact, it was not the deadliest blowjob game. The game today is more popular than ever, and machines are just helping us to understand our game better. Though there's no competition today, the very average chess engine that you can buy and run on your laptop is much stronger than current world champion Magnus Carlsen. So the difference between strongest chess player and very average chess engine that you can run on your laptop is like between Usain Bolt and Ferrari. Wright Brothers, Van Laboratories, Alta Vista, and Nokia. By the way, the Wright Brothers, I guess you recognize the name because that's those great American inventors of airplane who managed to actually keep the plane in the midair. So the first one, and it was a miracle in the beginning of the 20th century. But okay, that's a name belongs to the books. Van Laboratories. I wonder if any of you can recognize the name. That's really big, producer of home and business computers in the early 70s. So Alta Vista, again, I challenge you. I wish I could see your eyes, guys, just to see you raising hands. It's the first searchable index of internet. And Nokia, okay, that's at one point was totally dominated the cell phone market. I think they had one point over 50% of the market share in 2007. Again, you can check me now by just by going Wikipedia or just or Google. Now, remember these names, but now look at these names: Boeing, Toshiba, Google, Apple. I don't have to tell you about these names because I'm sure whatever you do, somehow you are connected with at least 2 out of 4. So that's the if you fly, that's probably Boeing comes into play as well. We know that these companies are just now leading. But those are innovators. And it's very important actually not to look at these tools separately, but to bring them together and just to see. So it's the what's happened. So Wright brothers and Boeing, nobody flies Wright brothers airplanes. And one of the reasons is that they couldn't believe in the potential of flight. It sounds ridiculous, but they thought, it's good probably for some minor things, short flights. But they laughed at the suggestion that airplanes can hold a big cargo or to cross the Atlantic. William Boeing was an engineer who immediately saw the opportunity, and he built a company, investing money and creating this workforce, waiting for the moment when the commercial air traffic became a reality, and he was there waiting. So Wang Laboratories, gone, but Toshiba shifted to portable personal computers, laptops, away from big commercial machines. That was a big decision. They won. Now, Alta Vista, if you want to find what's happening with Alta Vista, you can Google it. Because Google understood that having the best algorithm wasn't enough, because another algorithm might be even better tomorrow. So they moved into advertising. That's something that Alta Vista missed completely. Yeah. And Nokia, I said, had 50% of global market 13, 40 years ago. And now, I don't know. Now it's minuscule. It was 5% in 2013. So the Apple iPhone showed that software beat hardware. App Store. And it wasn't for smartphone or even the first one with the glass screen we all have now. Because you can look at some prototypes that were not successful, but apps opened a new world. It's when I said agility, it is not only for companies, it's for people, especially for young people. It is for society, for all of us. Because machines and artificial intelligence, though I have to say I always prefer to call it augmented intelligence, because I think augmented is friendlier. It's it reflects the idea of human-machine collaboration, and it just doesn't sound so menacing. It's aliens, artificial. It's or just sometimes I feel that artificial is kind of the sugar substitute. So machines and AI will take over many jobs, even maybe entire professions. But our technology also creates new jobs and professions. It's happened throughout our history. New industries will be created. So just 10 years ago, what was an app developer or social media manager, drone pilot, or 3D printing engineer? So those are just 4 images I put on a slide. So these jobs didn't exist. And I bet you 10 years from now, the jobs that you and maybe your kids will be coveting, they don't exist. So that's why you should not, and under no circumstances, you should not be paralyzed by this fear that these jobs they will disappear and we have nothing to do. There's always something to do. There's always something we can find out. It's all about us being ambitious. It's the world today offers so many opportunities. That's being negative and being pessimistic is just doesn't work. It doesn't help. You don't cry over spilled milk. You just you try to find out how you can use these new opportunities. Going back in history, and that's why I always keep myself so in this upbeat mood. I understand that the people saw the new industry, new technologies, the brand new innovations, the breakthrough innovations, as something that could threaten the jobs and could end the social harmony. No, it just it was always a crisis. But then humanity moved on and emerged even more powerful, more prosperous, and more thriving. I don't know. It's the concentration is again. It's something unique for each person. I never had a problem with that. I don't know why. So that's this for me. Concentrating on chess was just, I was a kid and I loved this game. I just I wanted to concentrate on chess, but I could concentrate on other things. It's maybe what you can do is, you can try to concentrate on things that you like. So just, make sure if you have problems with concentration, just try to concentrate on something that you like, you feel comfortable with, and then, move forward to other things. That's the best advice you can get from me, because as I said, I was, it's 5.5, close to 6 when I first saw chess, and I was so comfortable with the game that, I never had a problem of mobilizing my mind by looking at these chess positions. So that's the end of our conversation today. And again, I want to summarize it. So it's this world offers you great opportunities. So there are new challenges, and your challenges are different from mine. So I'm 57 and I know my limitations. It's also important to know your limitations. I know the limits of my ignorance, but at the same time, I believe that I'm still relevant. I'm not redundant. Like Schwarzenegger's Terminator, old but not obsolete. So you're young and you have so much energy, and this the world that offers you the great devices that we can only dream of. That's something that you have to use to your advantage. And again, do not be afraid. Take your chances. Move forward. Be confident, and remember that the secret of success is inside of you. Thank you, and I hope to see you again.